We now have most of the relay computer boards built and are at the point where we can finally build the hardware needed to execute a program. I'm going to use this prototype instruction register to build the decoder, and after giving it a quick test, it'll be time to get on with the show. The instruction set for this relay computer will be based on the original designs by Dr. Harry Porter. And Paul Law has redocumented all of these instructions in great detail on his blog. And before we jump into the decoder, let's quickly go through the instruction set that we're about to build. The move instructions copy data between either two 8-bit or two 16-bit registers. And the ALU instruction is used to call one of the 8 ALU functions. And next we have the set AB that loads a value into the A or B registers. And next we have the increment XY, which literally increments XY. The load and store instructions do exactly that based on the memory address that's located in register M. And next we have the goto instruction that branches to an address based on the condition registers in the ALU. And Paul Law has added a bonus miscellaneous instruction to his design, which will be used to either load a value from the front panel keys or halt execution of the relay computer. The purpose of the decoder is to understand which of the 9 instructions is currently in the instruction register. It parses the instruction register from highest to lowest bit and uses a binary tree to determine the exact instruction that is being decoded. And this tells the controller which instruction needs to be executed. You might recall this from a previous video where we built this instruction register using this prototyping board setup. And starting at the bottom, these 2 lower sets of relays are used to store and gate the instruction value itself. And it's really just like a regular 8-bit register, except that the output runs to these dedicated lines on the system bus that are then used by the instruction decoder and the upcoming controller. And then just above that, we have these prefetch microcode relays that we've used before. But what's really different today is that we have these new relays across the top row, and these are responsible for decoding whatever instruction is in this register and then output the correct control signals depending on which instruction is to be executed. To test this decoder, we need to actually load some instructions and then run the computer through the prefetch cycle a few times. And to do this, we need a minimum of the sequencer, the incrementer, program counter, memory card, and of course, the instruction register prefetch and the new decoder. And since I don't yet have a front panel to manually program this computer, I'm using this Arduino setup with some new code to act as a program loader. I also added these 4 I to B or instruction to bus gating relays that are used by the set AB instruction. And also, although I had the decoder lines running to the indicator LEDs, I also needed to run them to the main bus so they can be used by the controller. Now that the decoder has figured out which instruction needs to be executed, it's up to the controller to actually execute that instruction. And using this set AB instruction as an example, the controller will use the remaining 6 bits to determine what needs to be done. And it also signals the sequencer to let it know how many cycles this instruction will be. The set AB controller microcode examines bit 5 to determine which register, either A or B, the value is supposed to be placed in. And while keeping that control line active, it then activates the I to B or instruction to bus control signal, which in this case copies bits 4 through 0 to the A register. It took me a few tries to get the layout on the board in such a way that I could manage all of the traces to the edge card. And this meant using more vias and squeezing the traces as closely together as possible. I always give the boards a good scan before ordering, but it is extra comforting to know that I can trust the engineers at PCBWay to ensure all is good with the design. The engineers at PCBWay have always been quick to provide valuable feedback, and their state-of-the-art clean room manufacturing process ensures a top quality product every single time. There's always that excitement when the boards arrive and in seeing my own designs come to life. They really are high quality products, and I'm really excited to try some of the other services that PCBWay has, like the 3D printing and injection molding. So check out PCBWay when you're ready to create your next awesome project. So we're ready to start testing the instructions that are being populated on this new controller card. And I say almost because, well, we're out of space. If we look at the backplane currently, we can see that it's fully populated. We have our sequencer, the incrementer, program counter, memory, and then our new jack of all trades board, which includes the instruction register, the prefetch code, the decoder, as well as the new I to B gating that we need for the set AB function here. And if I was just to plug this board into the prototype board connector, then what we're left with is no space to see the results. And for example, with the set AB, it's expecting the A or B registers to be in place so that we could actually see the output from that. Fortunately, I still have 4 more of these. And if I populate this with an awful lot of soldering and then daisy chain it to this existing backplane, add some power, we can have enough space to get back to some testing. I am super happy right now. I'm the speechless happy, if that's a thing. I'm just so excited that this is now running code, and not just the prefetch code, but code. I've been working on this for about 2 years now. Every time I built one of these cards, I knew in the back of my mind that I was one step closer to this moment right here. It was a huge milestone for me. So I am very excited about this. I don't know, I need to maybe go out and walk around the block a few times just to bring myself back to normal. But right now I'm just going to live in the moment, and I'm really excited about this. This was a very preliminary smoke test of the instruction classes on this board. So there's a next steps in terms of doing a lot more in-depth testing on some of those instructions, things like the go-to in particular, because they are very much more complex. They have a lot of internal functionality on that instruction class that I need to test through. And in order to do that, I'm going to need to add more cards to this board. And you may ask, well, why didn't I populate those 2 edge card connectors in here? And it's because there's also something in the back of my mind about the backplane itself. I'm not sure all of this will fit in the case that I have in mind. I will likely have to build a new backplane to take advantage of the card space, for example here, that I would be losing out on across these daisy-chained backplanes that I have today. So I'm not being purposely mysterious about the case, well, maybe a little bit, but it's really because I just want to make sure that everything will fit in that case before I divulge it to everyone here. I'm going to wrap up this video with a few thank yous, not like Academy Award long style, but just some quick shout outs to everyone. First is to Dr. Harry Porter. Thank you so much for sharing your architecture and design for your original relay computer that started this whole journey, but also to Paul Law. Paul, if you're watching, I owe you several pints of your favorite beverage. Your blog and numerous YouTube videos have been a lifesaver for me in terms of the design and build of this machine. And with that, I'll leave off with some much anticipated clicking and clacking. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.